Hello, welcome to Sasquatch and Scars. This is Thomas, and as promised, it's Friday, and I'm here to do my second Drew Estates Early Access Fire and Water cigar review. The other night I did the fire, and tonight I'm going to do the water. As mentioned in the video the other night, I felt like that was more of a mild to medium bodied cigar, and on reading up on it, I found out that the fire was supposed to be a medium to full-bodied cigar, and I felt like it was more of a mild to medium-bodied cigar. And the wrapper on it was light, and it looked like the wrappers that I saw online for the fire was a darker, more of a Maduro wrapper, and the water was supposed to be a lighter, mild-bodied cigar. This is the water. And as you can see, it is a darker wrapper. So let me pull it out of the cellophane and you'll see it a lot better. And as you can see, it's a darker wrapper. You can see it says early access water. And according to the interwebs, this is supposed to be a milder cigar. I think this is going to turn out to be more of a full-bodied cigar, but we're going to find out. And don't forget, on Sunday, I'm going to reveal which of my stories last Sunday was the fake story. So hope you guys are looking forward to that. Without any further ado, we're going to get into this stick. Okay, there's a definite sweetness to the cap on this one, so maybe I'm wrong. I'm not getting any peppery notes off of the cold draw, so let's toast it up and see. You can see my daughter likes a big flame. Yeah, I'm using her lighter. Mine's out of fuel. Okay, I stand corrected. There's no pepperiness to this cigar whatsoever. I've been deceived by the darkness and shade of the wrapper. Just goes to show you can't. It just goes to show you can't judge a book by its cover, or a cigar by its wrapper. I'm getting definite sweetness off the draw. I feel like this cap has been dipped in sugar or something like that. There's a sweetness to the tobacco, kind of like a Grammy flavor, maybe a graham cracker flavor, a little bit, with a little bit of nuttiness mixed in. Kind of creamy too. I'm going to clean my palate. So tonight, I'm just drinking straight up water. It was a hot day at work today. I had kind of an easy day, but it was still very hot out there. I try and hydrate early in the morning and then drink water throughout the day. Sometimes I forget. You can see the smoke coming off of the end of this cigar, which tells you that there's a definite oiliness to the wrapper, which is good because that'll add flavor. Not too much on the Sasquatch stories tonight. I am pondering because my second favorite cryptid is the Dogman, and I'm seriously thinking about doing maybe a video or two on the Dogman. I've always been fascinated and drawn to horror movies with werewolves in them. Some are better than others. I remember my first introduction to a werewolf movie was in the 80s with the Howling. I want to say it came out in 84. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. I'll have to look it up. Maybe I'll put the when it was released in the description. But that was, if I'm not mistaken, the first movie that showed a graphic transformation from man to werewolf. And the practical effects that they used on that was just, as a kid, it blew my mind. Kind of scared me a little bit, but it was cool. And the final effects and the final presentation of the full werewolf was outstanding. They looked like a wolf standing up, like you were looking at a picture of some drawing or some artist rendition from a fantasy genre type thing of what a werewolf might look like, and they did an outstanding job on it. My second favorite werewolf movie is American Werewolf in London. I really like that one just because of they blend a little comedy into it. I don't really have a third favorite. I just kind of, all others kind of fall short on those. I enjoyed the Underworld movies. Their representation of werewolves was pretty good, but again, that was kind of an over the top, more vampire movie, but they did have werewolves in it, so I watched it. And I tried to watch the movie with Benicio del Toro, and I can't remember what the name of it was, whether it was Werewolf or Wolfman or whatever, but I want to say it was like a remake of the Lon Chaney Wolfman, and I just didn't like the way they presented the final product of a werewolf. I'm not into the flat face or stubby faced werewolves. I want to see like a wolf's snout on this thing, and I just really have always been drawn to it, and that kind of led into being interested in stories about the dog man. There's a story out of Wisconsin called the Beast of Bray Road, where people have sworn up and down that they've seen a bipedal wolf-like creature off in the woods, kind of stalking them, staring at them. You see people saying that they've seen it all the time. There's a documentary that talks about the place called The Land Between the Lakes, and I can't remember. I think it's in Tennessee, or I'll try and put it in the comments as to where it is, but I know it's called The Land Between the Lakes, and that is supposed to be a very big hotspot of paranormal activity, Bigfoot activity, and dogman activity. So, being that I live in Texas, in Houston, I will look up and find out if there's any Texas dogman stories. If you've heard of any, let me know. I'll take the pointers and I'll go down that rabbit hole. And if you have any personal accounts of seeing something strange, leave it in the comments. telling you, I'd love to hear some feedback from you guys. Switching tactics, the burn on this is fairly well even all the way around. It's a pretty well constructed cigar. Again, they didn't list what it was made out of, what type of tobaccos they used in it, what the wrapper they used, where the stuff was from. So it's up to the person smoking it to decide the tasting notes that they're getting from it. If I was a guessing man, I would say that this would be more of a Nicaraguan or Ecuadorian tobacco. But again, my taste buds are not that astute yet, so I wouldn't be able to tell you if it was from Timbuktu. Hell, they could be fooling everybody, and this could be from Wisconsin, and I wouldn't be able to tell you. But again, I'm toying with the idea of adding a few other cryptids to my repertoire, and still diving deep into the Bigfoot. Still planning on doing some more Bigfoot investigations. I just have to like pick a spot and do some research on it and find a good camping place near there where I can pitch my tent. And I also have to learn how to use the new camera that I got so that I can stop using my cell phone. Although my cell phone does a pretty good job of shooting videos, I will say that. So, but the camera I got, I really want to start using it. It's way better, and I think it's just going to improve the quality of the videos. The retrohale on this cigar is pretty smooth. It's not burning my nose. Like the fire had a definite pepperiness to it. So when you retrohaled, you knew you were blowing something out your nose. I'm kind of excited because in October, my wife and I are going to go to, I want to say, a Bigfoot conference or Bigfoot something that's happening in Jefferson, Texas. It's a real, yeah, okay. She just corrected me. The Texas Bigfoot Conference. Thank you. And it's going to be a fun weekend. It's Saturday. I think it's Saturday and Sunday in October, the 17th and 18th. And we're going to go up there for both days. I don't know if we'll stay for the whole 2 day or the whole Sunday, maybe half the day Sunday, and then drive back because it is a 4.5 or 5 hour drive. But I'm kind of excited about that because it's going to get me up near the Caddo Lake area, and I really, really want to get up there and take a look around and see, because that seems to be a Bigfoot hotspot in Texas. This is a very mild cigar. I would actually put this on par with the mildness of an Isla del Sol or a tobacco, the dulce, and maybe even milder than the San Cristobal Elegancia that I like, which is a pretty mild cigar. If somebody asked me, hey, what's a good cigar to start with, and this was in production, I would tell them, hey, try the Drew Estates Water. It's a mild cigar. It's an easy smoke. It's pleasant. But yeah, if you're into milder cigars, this might be the stick for you to try if they start producing it. I haven't read that they are or not. I know that the early access started in March of 2026. I'm, as usual, a little bit late to the game. But again, I was able to pick this up off of Cigars International. They still had some in stock. I think I checked multiple different places, and they were the only ones that had them in stock for the early access. It's a 2-pack. Getting just a little bit uneven on the burn. That just might be because I'm drawing a little bit harder on it right now just to see how it reacts. So tasting notes now, the sweetness is kind of slacked off a little bit. Maybe a little bit of a I'll have to think about it a few more puffs and see where I'm leaning as far as the tasting notes go, what they're transitioning into. But I'm still getting sweetness off the cap. But when I first started, I was getting sweetness from the smoke itself as well. Now, being that I'm not a super cigar aficionado, I don't know if the sweetness on the cap is affecting the smoke as it comes through. That's a possibility. Or it could be just that the sweetness is overwhelming me and I'm just thinking that I'm getting the sweetness, but it really totally tasted really sweet. Now the sweetness is slacking off. Okay, I'm kind of getting like an oaky flavor from it now. With just a hint of cashew. That's just what I'm getting from it right now. Okay, this one is burning a little uneven, as you can see. So I'm going to use my lighter and I'm going to even out the burn. My daughter's lighter. Look at this damn thing. Whoa, I think I overdid it. I'll have to adjust that before I use it again. So yesterday was kind of a crappy day at work. Today was a little bit better. I have tomorrow off. I have work around the house that I have to do tomorrow. So I'm going to try and get some honeydews knocked out. See if I can get some stuff taken care of. And then I'm hoping to possibly go renew my fishing license and go do some fishing tomorrow night. If I can make that happen, I'm going to take my setup with me and I'll do a video out there as well. Sasquatch and Cigars loves to go fishing. Key word there, fishing, not catching. My sons have started out catching me every time we go. I used to be able to catch all kinds of fish when I was a teenager and younger. I remember getting stringers full of speckled trout between me and my dad, redfish, flounders. We'd go to the rivers and get catfish all the time. And I got my sons into fishing, and I started catching stuff, and then they started catching stuff, and then I stopped catching stuff, and they continued catching stuff. So now I'm just a fisherman and not a catcherman. But the point of going out there is just to relax, get away from society, get a hook in the water, and if you catch something, great. If you don't catch something, at least you got to go out and spend some time with your family. In my case, it's my two sons, Patrick and Sebastian. My daughter Val would usually go with us, but she is staying up with her sister in Lindale right now, working a job up there. And my youngest son Theo, he'll sometimes go with us, and he's got the fishing bug. I've seen him leave my house here at 30 in the morning with his fishing tackle, and he will ride his bike down to Cypress Creek and go back in and start catching sunfish all day long. And sometimes he'll catch a bass, sometimes he won't. Sometimes he'll get a striper or the hybrid or whatever's swimming up there. He catches them. He does a pretty good job. He does when he's down there. He does catch and release, and it's only when we go together that if we catch something worth keeping, we'll keep it and bring it home. I think the last time that we went fishing, we went to the Texas City Dike, and that was a fun time. We were out there until I think it was like 4:30 in the morning. We just stayed out there and laughed and had a good time. Theo caught some fish. Patrick caught a really nice gaff top sail catfish. So it was a decent night. Yeah, definitely getting an oaky flavor, woodsy flavor from it now, and there's a creamy note. So it's like it's hard to describe, but it's like a good cup of strong coffee, but with a lot of cream in it, and I enjoy a lot of cream in my coffee. I take my coffee like I used to take my tea. I used to take my tea oh, I'll take a little tea with my sugar. Well, I can't have sugar like that anymore, so I drink unsweet tea. But my coffee, I like a little coffee with my creamer. But I'm getting better at it. So I've been drinking stronger coffees, less cream, and I'm steering away from flavored creams. And I used to put sugar in my coffee, but I don't do that anymore. I doubt I'll ever go to black coffee because I tried black coffee once and no, thank you. I know some people that like their coffee black, not me. Okay, so after fixing the burn, it's staying relatively even. It's getting kind of wonky right here, but it's not too bad. That being said, I'm going to stop the video there and I'm going to continue smoking this because it's getting dark out here and I don't have my lights set up and I know I'm going to get hard to see. So hit that like button, smash the subscribe button, share the video, get Sasquatch and Cigars out there. Help me get a following. Every little bit helps. I appreciate the people that have watched me so far. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. I really appreciate it. And I will continue to do these no matter what. Peace. God bless. Oh yeah, I forgot. I'm hitting the wrong one.